August 4, 2015, 6:30 p.m. Life had become boring. I was stuck in the same routine every day, with nothing exciting happening. Even though Kane, my dog, was always there with me, I still felt lonely. One day, I felt this strange urge to find out what was out there, something I wasn't supposed to see. In my bag, I carried a few essentials. A flask to stay hydrated, my packed Hover Air X1 drone ready for any spontaneous adventure, a LETOUR rechargeable torch for when the darkness closed in, and some almonds for a quick snack if hunger struck. So I left my house without a plan in the night, just walking through the streets with no idea where I was going. The streets grew quieter the farther I went, and Kane seemed nervous, his paws clicking on the pavement. But I kept going. Eventually, I ended up in a part of town I didn't recognize. The houses were spread out, dark windows staring back at me like they were hiding something. Then, I saw it. It wasn't just an old building or an abandoned lot. It felt different, as if the place itself were hiding a secret. The air felt heavy, and there was a weird silence around it. Kane stopped walking, whining softly, but I didn't care. I had to know what was there. When I looked closer, what I saw shook me. This was not just an abandoned place. It was something darker, something I wasn't supposed to find. I scanned the area with my drone. Nothing moved, but still, the feeling of being watched wouldn't leave. The only way out was through a narrow stairwell at the far end of the courtyard. The door to it was barely hanging on. We stepped forward. As at 8:48 p.m. As we stepped through the broken door at the top of the stairs, the sight before me made my breath catch in my throat. Fetish symbols, strange, twisted shapes, were scrawled across the walls and floor in thick, dark ink. My heart started to race, but I couldn't tear my eyes away from the symbols. They seemed to twist, moving ever so slightly as if they were alive. The silence in the room was broken only by strange, distant echoes, like whispers that bounced off the walls, fading in and out. At first, I thought it was just the building settling, but the more I listened, the more it felt like someone, was trying to speak. Kane, who had been nervously sniffing around, let out a low growl. His fur stood on end, and I could see the muscles in his body tensing. I took a step back, but something compelled me to continue deeper into the building. We descended to the ground floor. The sitting room was cold, its once grand furniture now decayed and covered in a thick layer of dust. The place felt dead, as if no one had been here for decades. But then my eyes caught something else. There was a massive hole in the middle of the floor, like the earth itself had opened up. I pointed my torch down into the darkness, but the beam barely cut through the blackness. The hole was too deep to see the bottom. A cold shiver ran down my spine. "Stay close, Kane," I whispered, pulling out the drone and sending it into the hole. The small buzzing sound of the drone's propellers filled the room as it descended, scanning the depths below. The feed from the drone flickered on my phone screen, but what it revealed made my blood freeze. I could barely process what I was seeing: hellish, writhing shapes moving in the darkness. Their glowing eyes shone like embers, and their twisted, malformed bodies were crawling beneath the floor. Before I could react, something happened. The drone's camera shook violently, its screen going black. I heard the unmistakable sound of metal crunching. Something massive had crushed it, tearing it apart with terrifying force. The last thing I saw on the feed was the glimpse of a creature's gnarled claw reaching up, and then the feed cut to static. My heart slammed against my chest. I stumbled back, my legs shaking as I tried to process what I had just witnessed. Kane barked furiously, his voice sharp and desperate. Without thinking, I turned and ran. The sound of my feet pounding against the cracked floor mixed with Kane's frantic barks as we tore back through the building. I didn't look back, not even once. The whispers in the building seemed to grow louder, and I swore I could hear the sounds of those creatures, crawling, breathing, just behind me. I didn't stop running until I was out on the street, gasping for air. The night had never felt so cold. So I ran with Kane like a mad dog that missed its route. And actually, I missed my way. I couldn't find the way home again. This began another journey into the unknown environment, a very quiet one with no human in view. You won't want to miss this next episode. It was an experience in a place here in Australia, where only the dead and any dead walk as if they were alive. Subscribe now to get the update of when the full story is released. Also, remember to like and share for people to know about these strange places on Earth.